Hello everyone, and welcome to our video series on Learn Persian for Beginners. In the last lesson, you learned how to talk about your well-being and how to ask others about their well-being. In this lesson, we will be learning the basic sentence structure. You can visit our page on persiancampus.com to get free access to podcasts, transcriptions, early access to our videos, and more. So let's begin. درس هشتم. یه بار دیگه. درس هشتم. ساخت جمله. بخش 1. یه بار دیگه. ساخت جمله. بخش 1. Here is an overview of what we'll be learning in this lesson. We will begin with the important parts of the sentence, the subject and the verb. We will also learn where the verb is placed and the types of questions. We will conclude this video with a short exercise. You must first know that the word order in Persian is SOV, that is subject, object, and the verb. However, in speaking, sometimes the verb can appear sooner. Here is the first sentence. من می آیم. Or as in spoken form we say من میام. Let's analyze this sentence. من is the subject independent pronoun. و میام is the verb. So this sentence doesn't have any object. The verb only has one vacancy, which is filled with the subject. These types of verbs are called intransitive verbs, or as we call them in Persian, ناگذرا. The verb is conjugated according to the subject. A conjugated verb is different from its base form, its infinitive form. With different subjects, the verb is conjugated differently. We will be learning how to conjugate the verbs later in details. However, there are already 10 videos on persiancampus.com or here on our YouTube channel that teach you the complete structure of Persian grammar. Let's look at another sentence which you have already learned. من تو تهران زندگی می کنم. Or من تهران زندگی می کنم. Again here, the subject is من and زندگی می کنم is the verb, which is a complex or compound verb. We are gonna learn these types of verbs later. A basic rule of sentence formation in Persian is that the verb is in the final position, and the subject is either placed at the first position as an independent element or as a dependent pronoun connects to the end of the verb. For example, in the sentence من تهران زندگی می کنم, we can see the overt independent subject man at the beginning and its marker am at the end. If we are speaking neutrally, we can always remove the overt subject, here man, and say تهران زندگی می کنم. Because Persian, the same as Italian and many other languages, is a pro-drop language. It means if the subject is a pronoun and it is not marked and it is independent, you can simply not say it. And still we can find the subject through the dependent endings. Persian has also another feature which makes learning it even easier. That is, Persian is WH in situ. That is, when we make question, we don't need to change the place of the verb or use auxiliary verbs. We simply put the question word wherever we expect to have the answer. But an important note, if you see the verb at the beginning position, it doesn't mean that it has an exception. The subject is dropped and it is hidden. Before getting to there, it's your turn to analyze one sentence. من معلم هستم. What do you think? Where is the verb and what's the subject? Man is the subject and هستم is the verb in the final position. Now let's move on to different types of sentences. جملات پرسشی. We have already seen these sentences before. Questions that can ask about new information using question words such as کی، کی، کجا، چند وقت، چطور. Let's analyze this sentence. اهل کجا هستی؟ Here, using to is optional. We almost always remove it. So there is a hidden subject, to, at the beginning. Then, where we expect to see the answer, we put the question word. Then, we put the conjugated verb at the final position. The sentence in affirmative form is اهل تهران هستم. Instead of Tehran, we put کجا and we conjugate the verb according to the subject. Now, it's your turn to analyze. کجا زندگی میکنی؟ Where is the verb and what's the subject? Yes, the hidden to is the subject, which I can understand it from the conjugated verb زندگی میکنی. And زندگی میکنی is the verb at the final position. Here are some more sentences with more question words. شما چطور هستید? Which the shortened form, as we have learned in the previous lesson, is چطورید؟ تو چند سالت است؟ The shortened form, as we have learned in lessons 3 and 4, is چند سالته؟ شغلتون چی هست؟ The shortened form is شغلتون چیه؟ فامیلیتون چی است؟ The shortened form is فامیلیتون چیه؟ In all these questions, the verb is in the final position and the subject at the first position. The question word sits in the place of the answer. Now we move on to the next type of questions. سوالات بله خیر. As the term suggests, the answer to these questions is either بله or informally آره or خیر and informally نه. So they are known as بله خیر question. I'm sure you remember doing these questions in our previous lessons. Now, let's analyze them. شما بچه دارید؟ In this case, the subject is شما and the verb is دارید. What is بچه? That is our object. The O in the SOV order. This makes the verb دارید as a transitive verb that has two vacancies. One is filled by the subject شما and the other by the object بچه. In بله خیر questions, we just change our intonation. That is the main way to make them. However, there is a بله خیر question word and that is آیا. We put it at the beginning of the sentence, but we simply don't say it. The real question should be like this. آیا شما بچه دارید? That sounds very mechanical to us. We normally say شما بچه دارید؟ Let's look at another example. شما متأهل هستید؟ Or شما متأهلید؟ The subject is شما, which we cannot say, and the verb is هستید. Let's look at another example. شما تهران زندگی می کنید؟ Here, the subject is شما, which again we cannot say it because it is shown on the verb as the ending. The verb is زندگی می کنید or می کنید. So, whatever happens, we don't replace the verb or the subject to make questions. Here are some more بله خیر questions. فوتبال میبینی؟ or تو فوتبال میبینی؟ آلمانی بلدی؟ تو آلمانی بلدی؟ میفهمی چی میگم؟ 30 سالته؟ الان وقت داری؟ 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 30 سالته؟ الان وقت You must have noticed that in all of these questions, this is only the intonation that changes a normal sentence to yes-no question. Now it's time to practice what we have learned. تمرین. You'll be given some parts of a sentence with the subject and the verb, and you have to rearrange them in the right order to make a sentence. Remember to put the verb in the final position. Here is the first one. And your answer should be اسم من سینا است. Your subject is اسم من and your verb is است, third person singular. Let's move on to the second one. The correct answer is او در اصفهان زندگی می کند. Here again, the subject is in the first position, او, and the verb in the final position. The third one is, and your answer should be شما آلمانی بلدید? Either consider it as an affirmative sentence or a yes-no question. The order is the same. The only difference is the intonation. Affirmative, شما آلمانی بلدید. And now question, شما آلمانی بلدید? Here is the next one. Again, the same as the previous one. We have a normal order with different pronunciation. تو اهل انگلیس هستی if the sentence is affirmative, and if it is question, again with the same order but different intonation. تو اهل انگلیس هستی? And now here is the last one. This is a question with a question word. چند سالت. We put the subject first, the verb last, and the question word where we expect to see the answer. تو چند سالت است? چند and سالت are considered together as one question word and will be replaced in the position of our expected answer. Now here is a quick review of what we have learned. Persian is a pro-drop language. You already knew that. That is, we don't need to say the subject. We can drop it if it is a pronoun. The order of a sentence is SOV. The verb is conjugated by the subject. In a بله خیر question, we don't touch the order. We just use the rising intonation. In the questions with question words, we put the question word in the expected place of the answer. The question words are چقدر, چند وقت, از کجا, با کی, چطور, چند سال, چند, کجا, کی, کی. In the next lesson, we will continue the sentence structure and we will learn more about the relationship between a subject and a verb. If you want to practice what you have learned today, you can watch this series of videos either on PersianCampus.com or on our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching this video. If you like this video, do give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you still haven't. You can click on the bell to receive notifications whenever we upload a new video, or if you have any comments or questions, you can leave them in the comment section below. ممنونم. خدا نگهدار.